Alright, we're back. Ambassador Bruni, Run the Point Enterprises. So, time check. It's about 1:20, about 9 hours ago. I came to you letting you know 9 hours ago. It was like 4 a.m. in the morning. Told you about the plans that I had going. So it's a very important lesson here. We got what you plan to do versus what actually happens. So yesterday, before I went to bed around 4:30 a.m., I set my clock. I set my the alarm on my my iPhone for 8 a.m. because here's what I had to do. There's several things I had to do. One was I had to move my car. I'm in New York City. We're talking about alternative side parking. I think it was alternate side parking. I parked on the wrong side of the street, people. So I had to get it. I had to get that moved by 8:30. Next thing is to try and get down to the offices of Source Magazine. No, they weren't expecting me, but I wanted to drop off a proposal and hopefully see someone face to face. That's important. And then the next thing that I wanted to do was I had to go. I had another errand to run at 11. So here's the deal. Let me take off my hat for a second. So I set my alarm for 8. I actually woke up at 10. I didn't even hear the alarm. So I woke up at 10. And I'm rushing downstairs in a panic because, yes, I've gotten a ticket in the past for parking on the wrong side of the street when I came to New York. So I ran downstairs and I noticed there was no ticket on my car. Thank God. Why? Because there's something called Play Street. They like block off the street. Technically, you're supposed to move your car by 8 a.m. Because the street is closed from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So the kids can come out and play. But the officer who I actually spoke to yesterday was just telling me about, he doesn't rush to ticket people at 8 a.m. because the kids don't come out to play that early. Lucky for me, 10 a.m., he didn't start ticketing yet. I had an opportunity to move my car. So it pushes everything else behind. Now, the big deal is that, okay, if I get to the source at 12 o'clock, most likely they're gonna be at lunch. So what did I do? I went down. I found that there was a Staples right across the street from the source. I printed out my proposal, my cover letter. Then I go and I get the phone number, which is like a 1-800 number from the magazine itself. I get it and I call, and the person that I'm calling is not even at that location. The person is like a higher up, and so at this point, I was downstairs in the lobby and I called just to see if I can connect with the person. So what I did was I went to the security guy and said, "Hey, listen, I'd like to drop off this package for the editorial department of the source." Starts jotting something down. He gives me the code to get to the 3rd floor in the elevator. So I go up there and I said, I'm just gonna go for broke. I'm gonna go and run the point. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna talk to some people and meet. And that's what I did. I went in there. There was a gentleman who was very nice in there. I don't know if I can call names, but CJ. He said, what do you got going? And he connected me with someone where I had a chance to speak to them a little bit and hand off my proposal. It makes a difference. If you get something in the mail, no sense of who the person is, no chance for even explaining anything in the package, most likely your stuff is not going to get reviewed. But if you have a chance to make that face-to-face connection, it can make a difference. Now, right now, I can't guarantee that what I want to do with the source in terms of a different twist on articles really around, I won't even speak to it right now, but just tying into my business and the way I look at hip-hop, the combination of hip-hop, personal, as well as professional development. I can't guarantee that it's going to be a go, but I can guarantee that's something that the editorial team is going to look at, and they're going to provide feedback either way. That's all I asked of them. Let me know either way. Love it or hate it, either or. Just let me know. So I want to remind you of a couple of things. One is that you can make plans. I don't know the exact quote in the Bible, but it talks about in a man's heart, he makes his plan, but it's the Lord that guides our steps, right? So we can make all the plans we want in the world, but if our alarm clock doesn't go off, we gotta adjust and we gotta move forward. That's one. Number two is really move forward. Take the opportunity and go for it. I'm in New York City. I'm not down here that often. The source is only a train ride away from me. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it, and I suggest that you do the same. What's that thing that's sitting in the back of your mind, or right in the front of your mind, that you've been hesitating to move on? What is it? We all have it. I encourage you to go ahead, move forward, and run the point. Run the point. Run the point from where you are with what you have.